Good morning, friends. Welcome in on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Game On. This is your Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will from Game On. He's cricket from sportsfix.locals.com. We're here to bring you the latest and greatest going on in the sports world. Here's what's on the menu today. Man, we had a couple of Monday Night Football games last night. Kind of shocked the world on both of them. We got to start talking about parity in the NFL. Got to start talking about parity in the NFL. There's a new NFL MVP favorite. Everyone in Buffalo is looking at Josh Allen and thinking,
"This guy sucks. Holy hell!"
Yeah, it's a rough time, but it's a good time if you're a New England Patriot because there's a new sheriff in town, bitches. New England is back. We are on top of the division. I'm gonna start wearing my Drake May jersey because they got me believing, which means they're definitely gonna lose next week to the Titans. Baseball. How about the Mariners, huh?
How about the Mariners?
Screw those extra innings we went into. Screw that we don't have a bullpen right now. It don't matter. Our bats are going to wake up. The Mariners, 2 games away from their first ever World Series. We'll talk about that. Got college football to get into and so much more. But first, Crick, how you doing this morning?
I'm all right, man. I decided to get up, talk a little sports with you. I figured what else was I going to do? Sleep. So I figured
I
hang out.
I was surprised. I was like, well, hello. This is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Figure we talk some sports, man. Talk some football, some baseball, whatever, man. We'll talk whatever we get into in here, man. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. Just a little show note for everyone. Tomorrow, I'm gonna start a half hour later. I don't work tomorrow, so instead of 4:30, we're gonna start at 5 a.m.
Oh, you're going to start a half hour later. I think you mistakenly told me you were going to start a half hour earlier a little bit ago.
It's
I
early.
was like, damn, bro, that's pretty. Or a half hour later changes things. I may get up. I don't know. That half hour.
Yeah, earlier, I was like, it's only a half hour, but with these early mornings, a half hour makes all the difference. But with my luck, something will happen. I'll wake up at my normal time tomorrow, and I'll just be laying there like, why didn't I just start the show at 4:30?
I get it. I no promises, but a half hour later may wind up getting me in here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying a half hour later, so I'll be starting at 5 a.m. Pacific. I'll say that again at the end of the show, and of course, everyone will show up at 4:30 tomorrow, wondering where the hell we are at. But
saying we're late and stuff.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. But yeah. We'll say hello to our friends. Grass Guy's in the house. What up, B Mac? Mont's here. Jamie's in the house. What you guys doing? We have to start here. Listen, we have to start here. Let's start here because it's been a long time. It's been a long time. But we are back, baby. We are on top of that division. How about that? We have the tiebreakers. Suck at Buffalo of the season into today. We are the division champs. I talked trash to my good friend Cole. He said it won't last long. I said, please worry about your team. Worry about your own team right now, okay?
You guys, this is Cole, the Bills fan. Yeah, he's up there. He's feeling a little rough. He's not used to this, man. It's been a few years since you've been able to feel like this against him.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We used to make bets all the time when I was in college and whatnot. But the bet was not if Buffalo was going to beat New England. It was, is Buffalo going to win one of the matchups against New England? That was a season bet.
Okay, yeah, just one of them. You only needed one. Yeah, that's pre Josh Allen. So.
Then they flipped. Then it flipped. But here we are. We're back. We're on top, baby.
I love that for you, dude.
All is right. All is right in the world. But last night we got to talk about that game. We got to talk about that game because we just got to start having a serious conversation about the NFL in general. I think we're starting to figure out that this league is a lot of parity. Each team has strengths and each team has weaknesses. And it's not even really much about matchup. It's who's showing up that week. And let's be honest, injuries. Buffalo was very injured last night, but a lot of teams are injured. And we've seen that all season long. That always happens in the NFL. But we are seeing more and more when key guys get injured, teams struggle. What's up, Irish Whipson? Arm Drags, how we doing? Tommy. Which I think is a good thing, but it just sucks when it's like, I think it's good that there's a little bit of parity and there's a little bit of we don't know what's going to happen each week with these teams. But I hate when it is due to a lot of the injuries. That kind of sucks that we get parity due to injuries. And one of the big things with the Bills last night, other than they couldn't block the offensive line, or the offensive line couldn't block, they run the most 12 personnel, which is 2 tight end set than anyone in the league. And they were missing Dalton Kincaid last night, and they only put 1 tight end out there, and they didn't know what to do. And credit to Atlanta. Atlanta blitzed Josh Allen 56% of the time. And normally if you blitz Josh Allen, you get burned for it. And last night, Josh Allen's line couldn't give him enough time to make those plays. And they just brought the pressure. And I kind of, first half, wasn't all night. The first drive was great. It looked like we were in for a barn burner, dude. Atlanta goes down and scores. Bills drive right down and answer, and I'm like, here we go. And then when the struggle started to happen for the Bills, I was like, all right, terrible first half, but you just thought they'd make some corrections, and Josh Allen was going to come out and be Josh Allen. The reason why I didn't pick against the Bills here, even though I did have concerns with this team if they might be a little fraudulent right now after watching them how they played against the Patriots, was it's Josh Allen, man. Back-to-back primetime games. Can they really are they really going to lose back-to-back primetime? Not even just lose. Are they really going to look terrible in back-to-back primetime games? And yeah, they are. There's just some things that one man can't overcome. Can't put the team on his back always. And we saw that last night. And all the credit to the Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. did enough. He looked all right, but it was actually a good coming out party to people who don't know who Bijan Robinson is. He took the next step for him, 170 yards rushing. Damn.
Just rushing.
You do is run on this Bills defense. But yeah, what did you think from the game last night?
I think Bijan Robinson is a grown-ass man, dude. I love watching that guy play football out there. Seeing him catch those little slip screens and stuff and get out in space and the way that guy just glides across the turf. He looked good out there. And the Bills are banged up, man. They'll be going into the bye week here. They'll be able to regroup, get some guys healthy. I think the Bills are going to be just fine. They still got Josh Allen out there. And this felt like kind of a tough spot for me. I'll tell you, man, normally I pay attention to, don't pay as much attention to home field advantage in the NFL. I know there's a few spots you look at it, but there's a few teams this year that look like 2 completely different teams when they play at home versus when they play on the road.
The Bills
they don't even look like the same teams.
The Bills or are you saying these 2 teams?
I'm just saying there's a few teams in the NFL this year that, like, okay, the Falcons, for example, look like shit on the road. Look pretty. I know they won the one up in Minnesota, but the other games on the road they look pretty bad in. You look at the Carolina Panthers.
I was going to say Carolina.
3-0 at home, 0-3 on the road, and losing in bad fashion on the road. There's a few other teams like that, man. And it just seems like there is kind of something to the home field advantage this year. You got to look for the bad spots, man. That just to me felt kind of. That's why I was on the Falcons last night. It felt like a rough spot for the Bills right there. And just one of those where, going into the bye week, and I knew they had some guys banged up there, and it just seemed like a tough spot. Atlanta coming off the bye week, getting everybody healthy, being able to play at home in a primetime game. So it just felt like a tough spot for them. But you're right. The parity in the NFL seems to be, as much as ever.
Yeah, and I got to shout out Jamie here for this. Washington Redskins throw it away last night against the Bears. Washington Redskins, more like the Washington Foreskins.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
That weather got nasty. We'll get to that one in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that game next. But yeah, I already bet Atlanta for next week before this game even happened. So they're catching 3 out in San Francisco. I'm afraid that this is going to make people like Atlanta. I just couldn't see. I'm like, I don't care what happens in this Bills game tonight. I don't think the Niners, even at home, should be favored against anyone right now with all their injuries. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Hell, but now that Atlanta won this game and looked good, I'm sure the line's going to move and everyone's going to be all over it, and somehow the Niners going to find a way to win the game. But I'll tell you what, I think I might be on Bijan again next week, because if they could run on this Buffalo team like this, imagine what they're going to be able to do against that San Fran team.
Yeah,
doesn't have Fred Warner now,
No Bosa, no Fred Warner. Yeah, you'll be able to make some plays on that team.
Well, I think you're just going to be able to run the ball on them, and if they stick to that game script. But like you said, they've been a different team on the road, so don't go too crazy on it. But we'll see where the line ends up coming out on it. But
you know who else is a pretty damn good football player?
Drake
London.
Oh, wrong Drake.
Another Drake. Yeah, wrong Drake. But yeah, Drake London is a pretty damn good football player too, man. I don't think I've given that guy enough credit over the year. He's been kind of hidden under the radar for me, but he looked really good in that first half last night.
Yeah, he almost had that touchdown at the end of the half too. That really would have put it away. 10 catches, 158 yards, 1 tutty. Yeah, it was literally 2 guys. It was Drake May and Bijan Robinson. And both couldn't stop either.
That tutty Drake May scored, or Drake, you got me calling Drake May now. Drake London scored. He had to work for it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gamer.
Josh Allen sacked 4 times last night. That was a big part of his struggles. Josh Allen, 18 QBR, his worst QBR since the last game of the 2019 season.
Oh,
isn't that crazy?
Damn,
that was back when he still didn't know how to throw a football.
I started to say he's still wearing his Wyoming gear and shit back then.
Yeah.
Dang.
I think that was 2019 the first year he kind of showed like his third season?
Yeah, I think that was his sophomore. I think he got drafted, I think, 2018.
Okay. So that was like where everyone was like, okay, is this guy a bust? And then 2020 must have been his come out year.
They're kind of like, okay, you're going to be our quarterback, and we're going to find out if you're the guy or not.
Well, it was where he figured out like, hey, I can get completion percentage above 50%. You know, like that was his big deal. It was like he was just such a gun. He was so inaccurate that he worked on it all offseason and figured it out.
Probably a lot of them damn people in Wyoming couldn't catch that pass. That guy can sling the rock, bro. He throws an absolute laser.
Not last night. 2 INTs, just looking like ass.
There's a little video out there somewhere on the internet with Joe Milton, and he's down there. He's like outside the Cowboys facility or something, and some like beer truck guy or something comes. He's like, "Hey man, I want you to throw me a bullet." And Joe like looks over who's ever taking the video, and he's like, "Hey man, should I do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, do it." And he about knocks this poor guy down with this ball. He throws that some bitch like 90 right at him from here to the door.
This guy sucks.
Yep.
Holy hell.
Just like that, bro. Because that dude about falls down with that pass. I can imagine Josh Allen could do much the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys, that would be a treat to watch those guys play catch together.
Yeah, man. Or just get Josh Allen, and we'll put Khalil Shakir on one side, and then we'll have CeeDee Lamb on the side of Joe Milton so they don't break their hands.
Yeah. This one was a shocker, and Jamie said it. Washington gave this game away. Jaden Daniels fumbled the ball when they were getting ready to take knees.
Did you know that's his first career lost fumble?
Terrible time for it to show up.
The only reason I know that is because he had that play earlier in the game where he hit his thigh and the ball bounced, and I don't know how that ball bounced right back up to him so he could grab it and keep running, but he should have been a fumble there. And they said that at that point in time that he had 0 career fumbles. Or 0 career lost fumbles.
I can't really blame it. I mean, it is his fault there at the end, but I mean, that Washington got off to such a slow start. I mean, Chicago drove down twice, kicked some field goals, ended up scoring a touchdown, and then the Commanders kind of woke up and started playing football in the second half. But they had a lead. They had an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they gave it away. The Commanders were driving down at the end of the game. It looks like I didn't see the fumble. I had to go back and watch because I was doing dishes, and we had just put the kids to bed, and I was doing dishes. I come back and I'm like, how the hell do the Bears have the ball right now? I'm like, it was like 3 minutes left, and I saw the Commanders driving, and I'm like, did they miss their field goal attempt? What happened here? Caleb Williams didn't play all that well, but he did enough. You know, his best performance in the game was that last drive. Didn't do any spectacular play, but didn't do anything to lose the game. You know, he looked like he was kind of in control and in command. But his QBR and whatnot wasn't all that great. 17 of 29 for 252, 1 touchdown, just enough. DeAndre Swift, 108 rushing yards. That was a good game for him. But Bears fans got to feel pretty good. I know Ryan always bitches about his Bears and their kicker, but they got a kicker now that they stole from San Francisco.
What a day for that guy yesterday, man.
Yeah,
he wasn't even planning on playing football last night, and just goes out and kicks the damn game winner.
No, he had a couple big field goals. I mean, those 2 field goals in the first quarter, they weren't easy. I mean, they were at 50+ yards. You know,
we had 2 more blocked field goals last night, 1 in each game.
We did. We had some more blocked. It was the most blocked field goals through the first 6 weeks of the season in NFL history.
I'd
which
say
is
it's got to be
crazy.
about like 5.
Yeah, it's something crazy, man. When the Commanders blocked the field goal in the second half, it kind of felt like that was the game, dude, because that's where they blocked it, went down and scored, and took an 8-point lead. Thought it was all over there,
I
but
thought they were going to block that one at the end.
yeah, congrats to the Bears, man. The Bears, they had some fight. That was a good win for a young team.
Yeah,
quarterback on the road. That was a great win. I got to listen to Ryan pound his chest on Sunday now in Sports Wars, but
they've won 3 in a row now.
Yeah, check this out too. Everyone in the NFC North has a winning record.
Wasn't this the case about this time last year?
Yeah, it was something like that. I think the Bears. Yeah, the Bears might have. I don't remember, but yeah, it was something like that.
I think they did, and I think this is about the time they went and got that Hail Mary, got beat at Washington with that Hail Mary, and then I feel like they lost like 8 or 9 in a row after that.
See, supporting does it right. And we talked about this. He says, my Commanders win by 7.5, cash on Couchly, set buyout at 75%. Yeah, when you go up 8 in the fourth quarter,
well done.
You gotta think there's at least a 75% chance that catches. So I see why people bought that.
Shit, I don't feel
you know
like
what's
that NFL.
You know what you got to be nervous about if you're an NFC North fan? When's the last time we've seen a division? Because every year there's one division that everyone's really good in it and has a really good record, right?
Yep.
There's always one division. When has anyone out of that division come out and made it to the Super Bowl?
Usually never, because they beat up on each other all year long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're so injured by the time they get to the playoffs. It's usually some crazy Week 18 game where the winner takes the division or something, so they got to play while everybody else is sitting over there in shit divisions, just relaxing, resting their players, and they go into the playoffs all banged up.
Yeah. Carolina Panthers at 500, first time since if you don't count the beginning of the season, first time that Cam Newton was back on the team.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
I think
cool.
when he did that "I'm back" moment. You remember that? Remember when he came back to the Panthers?
Yeah, that lasted all like 45 minutes.
Yeah. But we have interesting some standings here. Right now, the Colts are your 1 seed in the AFC. The Buffalo Bills, by the way, barely hanging on as your Super Bowl favorites. Josh Allen is now not the favorite to win the MVP. It is Patrick Mahomes.
That'll be Baker.
I don't know how. Listen, I don't know how. I understand it's Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, but like, how can someone be the betting favorite and your team's not even currently in the playoffs?
He's putting stats up, bro. He's putting stats up this year. He is the number 1 quarterback in fantasy right now.
Yeah, but to be the MVP, you have to be the 1 or 2 seed. That's generally the rule.
I don't know. You look at what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do without Xavier Worthy for a few games, with no Rashee Rice for the first 6 games. You have other guys banged up and stuff. I mean, you look at that. That is pretty impressive there, too. I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody should be the betting favorite besides Baker.
Yeah.
That's the MVP.
The only reason why I'm not betting Baker and haven't been these last few weeks, even though there's tremendous value, is it feels like he's going to get injured.
I'm afraid he's going to, too, man. God, I hope not, but I'm afraid he's going to, too.
Look at that. The Bills, the 5 seed, which kind of sucks because the Patriots and Bills would play each other first.
You get them at home, though?
I would hate it. I would hate it. I want, you know who I want the Patriots to play first round?
Who?
The Chiefs. I want us to go into Kansas City or host Kansas City. That'd be fun.
So you might be in a spot where you host Kansas City at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. And then in the NFC, Tampa Bay Bucks, your 1 seed, followed by the Packers, Niners, Eagles. I can't believe the Niners are still favored to win that division.
It's a long season.
It is a long season.
But feels good right now, man. That's where you want to be right now. But long season. You got to stay the course.
Yeah. God, the AFC and NFC just completely different, dude. It looks so gross.
And hell, the last few years, the AFC has been the better conference than the NFC overall.
Jamie says, "Oh, go ahead."
I know. I'm just saying it's just kind of weird to see it flip flop back around there. The AFC's been kind of had a cod lock on the best conference for a few years now.
Mm-hmm. Jamie says, I wonder if these blocked field goals are being factored into account in the over-under lines. No, because they're too unpredictable. And it hasn't been long enough for them to, accurately predict when that's going to happen. It's just too hard.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The thing is, they're just because you got to look at historically how often this stuff's happened. You already, like Will said, it's the most you've ever had through the season. It's hard to account for something like that because it'll regress back to the mean. They're not going to keep having these field goals blocked. Like, I know it looks like that right now. It's just something weird going on. I don't know what the hell the damn deal is, but I don't think you can factor that in, bro, because it is so rare that it happens based off the historic amount of games.
Yeah. Shout out to our guy Steps. 7-1 yesterday.
Look at this guy.
Over 8 units won. Yeah.
Is that all hockey?
No, he's got some well, it's a lot of hockey, and then he's got some baseball. Yeah, the Bears +6. Had a little baseball in there.
What a savage!
Tailed Buku, he got that one. That was an easy winner.
Who beat him? The damn Utah Mammoth.
Mammoth. They're playing like the Utah Hockey Club right now.
Yeah. Win a game, you can have a name.
Yeah. We talked about this. Ghost put it up. Public bets means 60% of the tickets or more on it. Actually had a better week than in the past.
Yeah.
But last night the Bills didn't come through. I was sitting there looking at it, and that made me even more nervous. Honestly, everything pointed. Normally, I would have faded the Bills in that spot, and earlier in the week, I wanted to take the points with the Falcons. But I just how many times have I seen a superstar just coming off a loss, prime time, just go off,
Don't we have two of those weird system plays next week where teams that closed as 4.5-point favorites or better lost the game? Won't we have two of those now? Well, the Bills won't play, so we couldn't do that. But I guess the Commanders would be a bet next week.
It's if you're a 4.5-point dog and then you win outright, and then you're a 4.5-point dog or greater again the following week.
Okay. So we could maybe look at the Bears.
Who? So the Bengals, no. No.
No, we won't have it.
No.
Unless that line gets to 4.5, which it probably won't against the 49ers. But the Bears are actually favored because they play the fucking Saints.
Yeah, and the Falcons are still 3. That's interesting. Yeah, let's run through next week's lines real quick. So knowing that week 6 is in the books, let's go ahead and take a look at week 7, and then I don't know why it says week 6 up here. Week 7.
Dude, I see a gross pick already right off the freaking rip.
Yeah, let's take a look at the opening lines in the NFL. So Thursday Night Football this week at the Steelers and the Bengals. That's gross. Steelers -5.5. Sharp money already coming in on them. 59% of the money on the Steelers. Steelers, huge game for them because they should win this one. Not a guarantee, but if they do, they're going to have like a 3 to 3.5-point lead in the division with all the tiebreakers.
That's why this one's funny, bro. This feels like a stupid spot for the Bengals to steal one with Joe Flacco's reemergence, man.
Be careful. Short week, man. Short week.
Feels gross, dude. You got all the sharp money, the public money on the Steelers. Everybody just in Aaron Rodgers we trust and yada fucking yada. I think I'm going to be on the Bengals Thursday night, dude.
That is gross. Rams, Jaguars over in London. Rams with a 3-point as a 3-point favorite. Sharp money, big money likes the Jags here. We'll have to see. Puka's a little banged up. I still kind of like the Rams in this one because I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be 3 with the injuries the Rams have. So I'm kind of scratching my head. Going to see how this line moves throughout the week.
And hell, Jacksonville's it's basically the London Jaguars anyway, ain't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of overblown now because
how's their record over there?
Well, I mean, and all the teams go over there now, it feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And new coach, stuff like that. What up, J-Man?
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I think I'm not betting that damn game on Sunday morning because I haven't won a London game since they fucking started playing them.
I say that every week, and I still do it. I find a way to put something on it. I think player props. I've been doing so well at player props in London.
You know what? I don't. That's probably what I'll do in this. I'll do player props. I don't even have to watch this damn thing. I'm going to the race this weekend, so I won't even have to watch that damn 9:30 game.
Look at this sharp man. He just blindly goes, you know what? The public's all over the Bills and the Commanders. Let me fade him.
Man, that man's so sharp, he'll cut you, bro.
Yeah, you better watch out.
Let's go. Good job, J-Man.
My Patriots are at the Titans. The Titans, by the way, we'll get into that, just fired their head coach. Congratulations to anyone who bet it before the season. It was 18-1. I mean, no one thought that, with a rookie quarterback and going into your second year as head coach that they'd fire you, but they sure did. We'll talk about that here after we run through these lines. But Patriots 7-point favorites, sharp money on the Patriots. 70% of the money's on the Patriots. This is a spot where I would take the Titans because of one factor. It's the third straight road game for the Patriots.
And you got the weird little new coach. New coach boost is a thing in professional sports. It may not last long, but it's when I'm not even saying they'll win this damn game, but I feel like they'll at least be respectable this weekend at home. And
this is going to be a stay away game for me. Just because, like I said, I would fade my team here. I'd fade any team on their third straight road game, especially when they won one of them as a dog. But
the Titans have been on a West Coast trip there, and they're back home now. Finally, probably feel good to sleep in their own beds again.
Yeah, but I just can't put money on the Titans. I can't. So I'm just gonna stay away. But if I had to play it, it would be taking the points with the Titans.
What do you think about the total of that game? 42.5.
I maybe look at the over. I feel like the Patriots are going to get some points, and I feel like the Titans are just going to play loosey goosey, and there'll be points whether they make mistakes or whether they end up getting in the end zone and whatnot. Mike Vrabel returned to Tennessee though.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, okay.
I was thinking about this. Nobody in that game on Sunday knows that field better than Mike Vrabel. None of the Titans players have been around longer than he was there. You know what I mean? Like he knows that stadium and that field. That's got to account for something,
Man, okay. No, it does got to count for something. I'll tell you what, you're right. Stay away from that damn game.
Just don't touch it.
Hey, read this comment real quick.
I don't think nobody's hearing me fading teams after playing Minnesota. Check the numbers. Every team has lost ATS, and by double digits. It was a trend last year like this with the Lions and the Steelers. Yeah, there are teams like that. A lot of many years it was the Ravens. Teams after playing the Ravens.
Last year was a big deal with the Lions. I remember that.
Yeah. So it's Minnesota this year. Is that what he's saying?
Yep. That's what he's saying, man. So we fade the team that plays. We play it the week after they play Minnesota. We fade.
Didn't they have a bye this week, or did they play?
The Vikings had a bye last week.
Okay, so it will be something for next week to look at.
Yep.
Dolphins, Browns. First time they're favored, and I don't know how many. I think since 2021 or something like that. Maybe it was. Wow. I think it was November of 23 when they were favored against the Saints.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's crazy.
2.5 point favorites. Sharp money on them.
Golly, there's some gross games this week, man. I don't know what to do. I would think the Browns with that defense, man, and Miami. It ain't like Miami's looked just great at any point in time. I don't think that's a very good team. I really don't. They should have won that damn game against the Chargers on Sunday. But now you got to go on the road after that demoralizing another last-second loss. The season's basically lost. Mike McDaniel's going to be fired next.
Later, Jamie. Have a good day. Have a good day. Supporting says NHL system play Toronto tonight. Ooh, we'll have to take a look at that.
Hey, Jamie, before you get out of here, man, I got your message on Sports Picks, and I'll shoot you an email here in a little while, okay?
There it is. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, my 2 picks for that contest that I'm in, where you have to pick a team each week and use all the teams up, like when they're going to get a win. I lost my.
What up, Mark? Good morning, man.
The Browns, because we're at the stage where we have to pick 2 teams a week. The Browns and Jets are going to be my picks this week. I don't know when I'm ever going to like them to win another game.
I told SD the other day, she's still alive in the Survivor, and I said, "You want the grossest Survivor of the week? Take the fucking Jets." Yeah. But I also tell her, don't listen to me because you've been doing just fine by yourself. I haven't helped her on her Survivor at all. And I told her next year, she hates fantasy right now. I don't even want to play next year. I said, next year, I'm just going to take your fantasy entry. I'm going to buy you in a bunch of Survivors, let you play those.
Yeah. Oh, I skipped over a game too. One of the survivor picks I was looking at was the Chiefs, but I can't use the Chiefs. So I got to save them for Thanksgiving week. So that's going to be a popular one this week is the Chiefs because they're 11.5-point favorites over the Raiders.
I never like to take those.
I think the
I
Raiders
never
are
like
live.
to take the popular ones, dude.
I don't either, but I think the Raiders might be live dogs. I think it's going to be a closer game than people think.
I can't get that damn game from a couple years ago with Aiden O'Connell as the quarterback out of my mind where he threw for like 59 yards and they won the game or something.
Didn't complete a pass after the first quarter.
Yeah. I got that. I can't get that out of my fucking head, man. So I won't be touching this one either this week. I damn sure ain't laying 11.5 points with the Chiefs.
Supporting's with me on this one. He says, yeah, Jets is going to be a pick this week in that all 32 over on this season. So, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think that is the grossest one. And like you said, when are you ever going to want to use those bums again? And hell, this might be the only damn game they win this year.
The Jets, I mean, I like the Jets the most just because they haven't won a game yet. We're starting to get to that point in the season where these winless teams, it's desperation mode.
Yeah.
And
you look at how bad the Panthers have been on the road. They're a completely different team in Carolina than they have been anywhere else. Hell, last time they went on the road, they got beat 42-13 in New England.
The only other time I would take the Jets this season, just looking ahead, would be week 14, I think, is when they host the Dolphins. But there's so much unknown by then. I'll just take them
we
now.
have no idea. Hell, all them coaches might be fired by then.
Saints Bears. This one's gross. Bears 4.5-point favorites over the Saints. Sharp money on the Saints. 61% of the money is on New Orleans.
God, I got
I kind of feel like this Bears team is a roller coaster.
Absolutely.
Got a nice win. Got a nice win on Monday Night Football. Short week. Come back home against a Saints team that's a little scrappy.
Both of these teams are fucking manic depressant.
I might be looking at the Saints here, taking those points. That might be a play.
I had a good week in the NFL. Best thing I could probably do this weekend is tell the NFL to kiss my ass and not bet a damn thing.
Which is not going to happen.
Is not going to happen. We know that's the safest bet in the house. Jets home. They are at home, sir. And like I said, against Carolina. Jets getting first pick, maybe second. They're probably going to have to invest that in a quarterback.
Yeah. And whichever one they pick, we know is going to be the wrong one. So
absolutely, 100%. Doesn't matter who it is.
Whoever is taking the second quarterback in the draft.
Hey. Well, we'll get to that when we talk about Brian Callahan. That stat for you.
Okay. Eagles, Vikings. Eagles, 2-point favorites on the road here against the Vikings. Sharp money on the Vikings, big money on the Eagles with 64% of the bets, 80% of the money. This one, I have no idea.
I like the Vikings. I do. At home right there, coming off the bye. The Eagles, I feel like, are reeling a little bit right now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got a lot of guys banged up, too. I'm telling you, I don't think that team is near the team it was last year. I thought at first they were going to be and just kind of methodically getting through things. But I'm seeing them not really have that gear to where they can stretch games out and pull away.
I could already tell. I know a pick that I'm going to make in this game. Vikings in a teaser.
Oh, absolutely.
8.5.
Yeah, plus 8.5, 100%. Boom. North of a touchdown's a winner.
Oh, look at this. The line flipped now. The Panthers are now favored. Ooh.
Oh,
this is one we have to watch. If the Jets by kickoff get enough money to come in on them to where they're favored, that is the play.
This might be one of your couchy spots where you can bet it back and forth throughout the game where they just go back and forth the whole time.
Yep. Would be a good one. But the Jets, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but you know this by watching the NFL for so long. When a team opens as a favorite, and then the money comes in on the other side, and the other side's favored, and then it comes back. When you flip-flop across zero, more times than not, you want to bet that team that ended up coming back in on them. You know what I mean?
Bet who closes as the favorite, yeah.
But if Carolina ends up closing a 2.5-point favorite, I might come off the Jets. You know what I mean?
J-Main, I want you to think about what you're saying down there. You just won tickets on the Bears and the Falcons last night. So I'm just saying weird things happen. They're coming off the bye. Weird. And there ain't nothing you see on that Eagles team right now that's telling you that team clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah. Be careful.
Be careful. You're supposed to always take the plus 2.5s anyway, man, in the NFL.
This is true. Colts, Chargers. I'm kind of shocked by this. Chargers are 1.5-point favorites. I know they're home. Another teaser spot for me is going to be the Colts. I haven't been a big believer in the Colts, They looked human last week, but I do think the Colts are healthier than the Chargers right now. That defense is fraudulent, though. It's not good, so the Chargers should have some success. But I kind of like the Colts in this one. 90% of the money's on the Colts, though, which makes me kind of not like it.
There's something to be said. I know you're playing a bad team with a backup quarterback last week, but there's something to be said for being able to get the job done. And when you're in a tough spot, it's not really going your way. It's kind of the mark of a good team. They can even play those bad teams, and even though it might not be an ugly game and stuff like that, but you still get the job done. I'm becoming more and more of a believer in this Colts team, man. And I think it's definitely a good teaser spot, and I think it's a good money line spot for Indy, man. I think the Chargers are just in a lot of trouble right now. I think they got a lot of guys banged up with that offensive line and Omari Hampton out, and I just think they got too many injuries.
I'm excited for this game, Giants and Broncos, because Broncos
You are?
because Broncos are 7-point favorites, which seems too high. The Giants, everyone loves the Giants right now with the Scattaboo and the dart. Everything's going. They're kind of a public favorite, the Giants are. They have extra rest, and you got Broncos coming back from London and having to play a game after playing in London, which usually doesn't work out for teams. So you got a team that people are looking to fade with how terrible the Broncos looked in London, and a terrible spot for the Broncos. And then you got the public darling in the Giants, and they're catching 7. Seems a little too high to me, which makes me think the Broncos might be the
Broncos
right
are about to boat race this team, dude.
Oh, baby. He's that confident. Look, 81% of the money on the Giants.
Oh, absolutely, then. 100%. Bet your whole freaking house. Go to the bank today and ask if they'll let you take that second or third or fourth mortgage out and go ahead and put it all on the damn Broncos this weekend because they're about to beat the Giants by 3 touchdowns.
Mark says that he never bets the Giants, but I might seriously bet them this week.
Oh, don't do that, Mark. Don't do that. Let's think about back 2 weeks ago. Last time this team played on the road, they went down to New Orleans. That team's so fucking good, and they got beat by 2 touchdowns.
Hey, and listen, if this holds, it's early in the league, but I mean, if 80% of the tickets stay on the Giants, that is an automatic fade spot.
You absolutely hammer the damn Broncos in this spot, dude. I love it. I was afraid that it was got like 80% of the tickets were going to be on the damn Broncos, and I was going to be like, oh, that's gross. Take the Broncos.
Mighty Megatron says, and if it doesn't work out, do I get to live in your house, Crick?
Come on, man.
Yeah, he's not worried about it because it is going to work out.
Yeah, so you can say, I ain't worried about it because it's going to work out, but you can sleep in here on my futon in the office.
Packers and Cardinals. Packers. See, I hate this because we're still not going to know who the Packers are. 6.5-point favorites on the road against the Cardinals. Sharp money, big money, action network expert all likes the Packers to cover that spread. I just don't know what we're getting from this Packers offense. It's not looking, doesn't look anything near like what it looked like for the first 2 weeks of the season. And the Cardinals are just, seems like they're done. Like they've given up.
You know, I would have thought that, but once again, the Packers haven't shown the ability to go and blow teams out on the road either. They look good the first couple of weeks of the damn season, but that defense has been struggling a little bit too. I want to know if it's going to be Kyler Murray or Jacoby Brissett. If it's Kyler Murray, I probably want to bet the damn Packers. Jacoby already had a decent game last week in his revenge game against Indy. Stay away from this game. I don't know what to do here.
It just seems like they're deflated because they had a chance to win that game and they came up short.
You know I just never like to be on those sides with the sharp and the public money. It feels too easy, and if it usually feels too easy, it probably is.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of with you, Jay Bain, but I don't know if Jacoby can put 2 good ones together in a row.
And then we get the Commanders coming off a loss last night, going down to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Dallas desperate for a win now after losing that one to the Panthers. Dallas catching 2.5, 64% of the bet, 68% of the money's on the Cowboys. This one I still don't know. I'm gonna have to do some homework this week.
I'm about to put a gross parlay together. We're gonna parlay on the money line all the 2.5s and just see what that looks like. I think there might be a spot for the Cowboys right there too, man. Oh man, you put the Vikings, the Dolphins, and the Cowboys in the parlay, get you plus 935. Gross, dude. What could go wrong? Yeah, I don't know what to think about the Cowboys just yet, man.
Sporting says 3-leg NHL parlay before I leave for plus 921.
Ooh.
Toronto minus 1.5. Kraken, both teams to score first period. Rangers game, yes, goal in the first 10 minutes. That is disgusting.
Fun little parlay. I seen Buku did stamp the Kraken, both teams to score first period up there a little bit ago. Good morning, Buku. I don't know if we said good morning, but yeah, Okay, that's a pretty gross little parlay supporting. Hockey's back, baby.
Hockey is back.
I got my
Falcons, 49ers. Like I said, I like the Falcons in the spot. They are a different team on the road. We've seen it. We've seen it with. I don't know why the Niners are still favored. Their defense couldn't do anything once Fred Warner went out. It's just gross. We'll have to see how the injury report comes out, but I'm taking the 3 with the Falcons if this holds. I already bet it.
I don't know what to do in this one, but I tell you, the injury report's already out. We know Fred Warner ain't playing football till at least probably next October. And like you said, dude, that's the field general for that defense right there. And it looked like a shadow of itself when he left the game last week.
Beardo was happy about this one. Each week he picks Zach Ertz to get a touchdown.
Man, damn.
Last night we bet, him and I both bet together Zach Ertz's first touchdown.
God, Grass Guy tried to talk me into that Zach Ertz anytime TD last night. I thought about you, Grass Guy, when I saw him score it, because I was like, damn, he tried to tell me, he said, can I interest you in any Zach Ertz? I said, absolutely fucking not. And then that guy just comes through with flying colors. I should have told you to hammer it after I said that, Grass Guy.
By the way, the Falcons 49ers is a Sunday night game. We got 2 Monday night games again next week. First one is going to be Bucks Lions. This one's interesting. I think the Lions are about to boat race the Bucks. The Lions laying 4.5, and that line kind of, it's in what I like to call that like 4 to 5.5 range is the Vegas zone. That's where Vegas is just trying to tempt
you, begging you to take the points.
Take those points with the Bucks. Come on.
But this game last year, the only thing I can't get out of my mind in this one is that this one eliminated me from my Survivor last year. I took the Lions when my Bucks played up there in like week 2 or 3, and then we went up there and beat them straight up, man. And then Baker right now, you can't really bet against Baker. Just I'll tell you what you probably do. Just bet the damn over in that game.
That's what Jay Main says, over 51 in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, I got 53.5, dude.
It's Detroit at home, and this Bucks team is so injured. I expect if anything, if you don't want to bet the spread, just bet the Lions team total over.
That's a good one. That is a good one. There's a lot of guys.
It'll probably be 27.5 or something like that. Just bet the over.
And that was a hard hitting. You do get an extra day's rest, but that was a hard hitting football game with San Francisco on Sunday. There was guys laying all over that damn field. And you got a bunch of guys with nicks and banged up a little bit that aren't but those are top things that can hold you back a little bit when you got half the damn team with nicks and cuts and everything else, dude. I'm just saying, we're banged up, and it's about due time we drop one of these. That's a good football team in Detroit coming off a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a lot of games I want to stay away from this week. This Mark, that's a good call, buddy.
I should act like the entire NFL is on a bye this week.
You should. And then the last Monday night game is Texans Seahawks. I'm interested in that one. Texans coming off a bye, haven't looked the best this year. The Seahawks are rolling right now. Big game for the Seahawks. If they can get the win here, which they are 3-point favorite, sharp money on them. If they can get the win here, they're gonna be real. Listen, if you like the Seahawks, don't bet this game. Just if you like the Seahawks to win this game, just go bet them right now to win the division, because they've got great value on them right now, because the Niners are still favored, and the Rams and the Niners are all 4-2. Niners have the tiebreakers, but Niners are so banged up, they're not winning that division. I don't see how it's possible. The only thing that makes me nervous is the Rams. You got to be careful there. But, I mean, at the value you're getting the Seahawks, you're getting, I think, like plus 250 on them. I mean.
Yeah, that's a pretty good value there, especially with, that division is wide open.
National Tight End Week is in 2 weeks. It's the last Sunday of October. So right before Halloween.
Yep, not this Sunday, but next. So it will be National Tight End Week. You got the Texans coming off a bye in this game, too.
Yeah, but I still don't trust them.
Yeah, I just want to look. I have to look and see. I might have to check some injury reports and stuff and see if Houston's getting some key pieces back.
The key thing here is, how is Sam Darnold going to hold up against the pressure from the Texans?
That's kind of what worries me, man, because I know they're going to be able to get pressure on him. He's kind of struggled with that in the past. They looked really good. Hell, that team's won 9 road games in a row for Seattle. But going back home there, Texans coming off a bye, trying to get right. Houston really needs this win too, man.
Yep. But that is the early report, the look ahead. This is Tuesday morning. We're looking at Week 7 NFL. Those are the betting lines and our early thoughts. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you on the next one. Boom.
Booyah.
All right. Talk about this. I'm going to go refill my coffee, but talk about this real quick.
Oh, well, yeah, you're gonna refill your coffee, so we're gonna talk more about it when you get back. But because I want to hear your opinion on some things. But Brian Callahan, former coach of the Tennessee Titans, gets fired just 6 games into his second season. Makes sense since he had compiled a 4-19 record. But there was a stat that I was looking at, and I wanted to tell Will this, but did y'all know that the last 4 teams that took the quarterback number 1 overall, all of those coaches were fired in those quarterbacks' rookie seasons. 6 of the last 8 quarterbacks going back to 2016 that were taking – this is QB's taking number 1 overall. And 6 of the last 8 teams that took a quarterback number 1 overall fired their coach in that rookie season. The only ones that didn't do it in 2019, Kyler Murray in Arizona, and in 2020, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. But that's the thing, man. I want to ask Will because I'm wondering how long the leash should be for these guys. Obviously, if you're drafting number 1 overall, you were the worst team in the NFL, which means you've got a lot more issues. That's part of the reason why I was saying last year the Titans, and I think all these damn teams should do this. All these teams that get so bad, they get enamored with a shiny new toy, and they want to take a quarterback, especially in a draft like last year, where we told y'all that Cam Ward wasn't going to be shit in the damn NFL, and everybody thought he was the best quarterback in the damn draft and all this stuff. There was no quarterback worthy of taking number 1 overall last year. Not what you can get out of that as far as draft capital and stuff goes. You can trade that damn thing back. You could have got 4 or 5 more draft picks for that number 1 overall thing. You could have probably stretched it out for the next couple of years and stuff too. But I don't think it's smart at all for the worst team in the NFL to draft a rookie quarterback and put that guy out there on a bad team with a bad offensive line and get him killed. That's why all these coaches are getting fired, man. And what I want to ask you, Will, is how long should this leash be for this guy? Because he's only 6 games in. I know you got 23 games and you got a terrible record. But let's be honest, the Titans were in absolute shambles, man. And it's not something you can just fix overnight. It don't matter what player you're bringing in there. There's no one player that can fix that. So how long should this leash be, man? What up, Nate?
Well, I have a theory on this. Good morning, Nate. I have a theory on this, and I said it on Sports Wars yesterday because Beardo said the same thing that you're saying is, hey, it's a rookie quarterback. What were you expecting? And you're not giving the coach any time. And my thoughts are, this is exactly when you want to do it. You already had a bad season with this coach last year. It's not looking good this year, which I don't think anyone expected it to because that roster is just terrible. But you want to fire the coach now because you want to bring in a guy that wants to work with your rookie quarterback. Not this season, but going into second season. You want to make sure you find a coach that is okay with having Cam Ward as a quarterback next year because you haven't given up on your number 1 draft pick yet. Whereas some of these teams in the past, where some of these teams in the past would wait 2 seasons, fire their coach, and now you're bringing in a head coach, and you got this quarterback that now you still have this unknown with going into their 3rd season. And there might be coaches coming in and be like, look at Brian Flores and Tua. He's like, this guy sucks. He's like, I don't want that guy. Brian Flores looked at Tua and said,
guy sucks. Holy hell.
Yeah. And so I think it's smart now to fire your coach and get someone in that wants to work with Cam Ward because you know what you have. Whereas if you're still bad after 2 seasons with Cam Ward, you fire the coach, the other coach might come in and say, yeah, I want to take a different quarterback, but ownership might not be ready because you're still in that awkward zone, right? You still got 2 more years plus a 5th-year option that you could use, like the value of those rookie contracts. So I think this is just where we're headed in the NFL is if it's not working out, if it would be one thing. It's not just that they're losing games, but it's just you can just tell they're not getting better. And so let's bring in a new regime and see if we go into his 2nd year with a coach that wants to work with Cam Ward or whatever quarterback in that spot. Does that make sense?
I understand. I see what you're saying. I do completely understand what you're saying. I just wonder how long is not long enough. Like you're constantly talking about these rookie quarterbacks and you're bringing in new head coaches that are implementing new systems and different things. You're probably not learning a whole new offense, but you're going to tweak it some. And that's hard to do too, man. These guys don't have any time to get comfortable or get any kind of footing because nobody's safe in these franchises. And they'll drop the axe, with the drop of a hat like that. And I'm just curious. I'm like, here's the thing for this one, I'm okay with because I haven't seen this team getting better.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen you be competitive out there. I haven't seen you each week taking the next step up. So I actually seen this team get worse from their week 1 game against Denver where they were actually leading in the second half to get to the point where there ain't no damn reason they should have any win on the board. if Arizona doesn't completely implode out there, and you were getting whipped in that damn game. So you haven't seen any kind of really progress out of the Titans. So I'm okay with this one. But I have seen coaches in the past, like Brian Flores, that did the damn thing, started out with an 8-game losing streak. If you were going to fire him, why didn't you fire him then? Then the man turned around, the only guy ever to have an 8-game losing streak and 8-game winning streak in the same season, and you fired him anyway right there. But I'm like, what are you looking for if you're Miami? You're kind of getting what you deserve now after firing that guy, But I think a lot of franchises do this.
Yeah, but if you're a head coach, this is actually a good spot for you. Like if you want this job, because now you get to come in. You know that you have to work with Cam Ward, and you got 2 seasons. Cam, in this scenario, Cam Ward's second and third season. And here's what you can do as a coach. You got to try to develop that quarterback, but you also have to build a team and show that the other, show promise elsewhere around outside of quarterback. And if you're a good head coach and the team is looking good, but it's clear after year 3 of Cam Ward that he just isn't, like, it's clear as day to everyone. The problem is the quarterback, not the coach and coaching up his the players around him, right? Then that coach is usually safe. The rare exception was the Brian Flores, because ownership, which can always happen, was like, nah, we want to go with the quarterback, not the coach. You know what I mean? So it is a gamble, but at least as a coach, if you do your job and it just isn't working out because you don't have the guy at quarterback, and it's clear as day, ownership would be more comfortable at that point moving on from a quarterback, and then you get to bring in your own guy and be like, look, I built a team. The team's playing great. Let me try to get my quarterback. So as a coach, it kind of gives you some protection.
Yeah, I see that, and coming in there, but I think this ownership sometimes is way too involved with the draft process and stuff like that. You got a lot of people that aren't really. I mean, I know you might be somewhat football people, but the majority of those people in the ownership and stuff like that are not football people. You look at somebody like Jerry Jones and shit like that, but they want to have all their influence and say what they want on the draft and everything. And there ain't no reason with a team like the Titans, as bad as they were, why you shouldn't trade that thing back. But like J-Man's saying, if he tries to trade that back, they fire him then because you didn't give him the shiny new toy that'll sell all them tickets and stuff. It don't matter if you're losing 15 games a damn season. They just want that guy out there to be the face of the franchise. Well, you should trade him back and got probably 4 or 5 offensive and defensive linemen. But that ain't flashy, man.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that you can't control that. I mean, that's just.
You can't, but I'm saying that's part of the problem.
It is part of the problem, but you know that as a coach going into it, you just try to do what you can, and hopefully, they'll trust you a little bit. But I think this was the right move. No one expected the Titans to do anything this season anyway. So, what do you think about my theory here? Because how the hell does Brian Callahan gets fired already, and Mike McDaniel still has a job? And my theory is, allegedly, what Brian Flores was saying. The reason why he got fired was because ownership in Miami asked him to lose games and they were going to pay him a bonus for it, right? Allegedly, this is what he claims in his lawsuit. My theory is, I wonder if Mike McDaniel's playing, because look, Mike McDaniel looks like he's going through hell, doesn't want to be there anymore. The players don't want him there. Well, I'm just saying, the players don't like him. He looks miserable every time he has to go to that podium. If there's any the fans are mad. If there's any coach that it would just be super easy and popular to fire, it's Mike McDaniel in Miami right now, yet Miami's still hanging on to him. Why? I'm thinking the ownership is okay with losing. I think they're okay with losing right now. We've got a history of it's not just that. There is that. Remember, the Dolphins, they're not afraid to do some shady shit. And I'm a Patriot fan. I know shady shit when I see it, right? Yeah,
you do.
They had that thing with Tom Brady. Remember that? They had the
tampering. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't shock me if the reason why Mike McDaniel still has a job and doesn't lose his job until the end of the season, or a few weeks left, is because he's playing ball. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm kind of on board. He'll be like the longest tenure coach in NFL history with under a 30% winning percentage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I don't know, man.
I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah.
Is there no reason that man shouldn't have been fired for this one?
Let us know what you think in the comments below about the Titans firing. Was this right? Was it too soon? And everything else we talked about. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you on the next video.
Yeah,
that one out. That was a good one.
Yeah, damn. If I was somebody like Brian Callahan, shit, as far as the NFL win, I know you want to coach the highest level and everything, but I'd say hell with all this. I'd go get me one of them cush college jobs and go be the head coach somewhere there where they were going to let me run the show.
Yeah,
that's what I'd do.
You know where I'd go? I'd go to UTSA when Coach Traylor ends up leaving after the season.
I've been wanting to ask you about that. I think we may be. We love Coach Traylor, man. God bless. Birds up. Coach Traylor may be a little overrated, bro.
You think so? Why is that?
A little bit. I just don't know. I don't know that I see. I feel like that guy drops way too many games at that level that he shouldn't. And I don't think that would bode well if they put him up in a big-time conference. I love the guy. I do. God bless. Birds up. We love Coach Traylor.
I think he's got the right mentality. You got to remember, he's working with what he can. He's got a bunch of scraps. I mean, his whole defense left in the portal this year.
Yeah, that team's done pretty well in the portal the last couple of years, too. It's been kind of a hot landing spot for some of those guys that go to Power 4 conferences and don't work out.
I'm just saying, it would be interesting to see what he can do with talent that isn't leaving all the time.
I'd love nothing more than to be wrong about this. I hope Coach Traylor goes wins national championship somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just fine. I mean, it's funny you say that after they just had like a 60-3 win.
Yeah, that was who they play in that one.
Rice.
As you can say, it was somebody
revenge game though. Revenge game. Because Rice beat them last year, so it was a little revenge spot.
See, that's what I'm talking about though. Games like that last year, those are the ones I can't get out of my head and stuff.
It's football. It happens. Dude.
It does happen, man. I'm just saying. I don't know.
They knocked out. Did you see that game? Did you see any of that game? They knocked out They knocked out their starting quarterback, Rice's starting quarterback, their backup quarterback, their third string quarterback. Rice was on their fourth string quarterback.
Damn, they just got a student out of the student section. Said, "Come down and try this, man." Ticket number 100. Come on down.
I think Coach Traylor will learn something from that game. I think if UTSA can just knock out the first three quarterbacks, every opponent they play, I think they're going to win most of their games. That should be a good strategy, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I can get on board with something like that. Yes, some guy from Maine. I keep track of them, sir. They're all my stuff. All my results are posted on my picks, man. When I post my picks every week, I make sure and include a section with all my previous week's results and the year-to-date results. So, yeah.
And if you're really autistic, you could just go back and look at sports picks and just look at all of Crick's posts because they stay up there forever. So
they are up there, man. You got a long ways to go back, but you can find them. They're on the news feed, man.
Never realized y'all's voices for a year. I got the faces mixed up with y'all voice. Oh, so you thought I was talking like Crick and Crick was talking like me? Is that what it was?
It's probably your tooth, man. That's probably what it was. He's like, that's got to be the Southern guy.
Yeah, I'm like 3 weeks away from the next phase. I don't think I get a tooth. I can't remember what the hell Doc was saying when I was in there when they took this thing out. Something about like I got to go in and we got to do the next phase and then wait 4 more months and then get the tooth. I don't know why we can't just put the tooth in after the next phase, but I ain't no dentist.
Well, it's a process, man. Hell, you got it.
My 78-year-old grandmother just got a full set of teeth. Like they took out all her teeth and put in implants. Why? And she did that in a day.
Yeah, but all the teeth she had left weren't good ones anymore. The rest of yours are good. You just need one fixed, man. They could knock them all out for you and fix them tomorrow.
I mean, my tooth was dead. Like I knocked out my teeth when I was 10.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, but all your other teeth in your mouth are working just fine.
So is this one. This one's fake.
Granny's probably, at 70-something years old, that's a lot of wear and tear on your teeth. She might have needed them new ones there, but they can knock them out for you and put brand new ones in.
I'm just wondering why we can't put a new tooth in one day.
Why do I
got to wait 8 months?
It feels 6 months feels like a long time.
8. It's supposed to be 4 months and 4 months.
Really
yeah, I don't get it, but maybe that's what I get for going to a dentist in St. Mary's, Idaho. I don't know, but
that might be what your problem is, that you did go to the dentist in Idaho.
Yeah, but I'm already in it now. So
I'm just saying you may not be able to get the resources you need up there as quick as you do.
Well, where I'm at up here where I live, I think I can. But I'm already in the process with this dentist. I don't know. Maybe these next couple of weeks I'll go get a second opinion somewhere. I just don't see why we can't. Like I understand letting this thing heal and they put a bone graft in there and stuff like that. Okay, cool. But this next part, I'm like, dude, put the foundation thing up there that you got to put in, then it should just be pop a tooth in,
Like I said, I told you, I had that buddy that he knocked his out when we were little, and he had a little implant thing. He'd just take it out to eat, but it's just like yours. It's like right there on that tooth, and it just slid up in there, and you couldn't even tell that he was missing a tooth. It was like a little retainer or something. Crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I really want a tooth back, though. It's not for looks. It's for the talking.
I started to say, does it mess with you because where your tongue hits and stuff? I feel like mine's always hit that too. And I feel like I'd have a serious list. But I sound like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, there's just some words that I just don't say right, especially when I'm doing all the streaming we do and when I'm on sports boards and stuff like that. I thought I'd get used to it, and I'm not. So it's just
Yeah, that's what he's saying, Buku. He's saying that he's got to go back in about 3 weeks for the next phase, and then it looks like it's going to be probably 4 months after that before they get it to him.
yeah, I'm kind of torn because I kind of want to say screw it and go somewhere else and get it done, but then I gotta pay for everything all up. Like I got about I think 4,000 left to pay. So, but it was going to be split up between the next 2 visits. But so if I go and do that, then it's going to be all at once. And I'm like, man, I really don't want to do that right now, right before the holiday season. Drop $4,000.
No, yeah, hell no.
But then the other thing is if I go do this next phase and then we got to wait 4 months ish, it will be after the new year. Well, then my dental benefits kick back in because you only get $1,000 a year or something like that. So I'm like, well, then my dental benefits can pay for, that
Yeah.
1,000. So
Look at that stuff. Yeah.
no, but I'm like, do I really want to wait till the new year to get a new fucking tooth?
Dude, yeah, that's what
You say, how does first place Pat sound this morning? Oh, it was great. You should go back to the beginning of the show. There's a new sheriff in town, baby. We're
new
back.
sheriff in town, baby.
We're back.
I wish you set an over under on when the new tooth comes in.
Super Bowl should be the over under.
I was thinking AFC NFC Championship weekend.
Well, 4 months would be in end of let's see, November, December, and it would be at the beginning of March.
Oh shit, yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, I'm adding an extra month in there somewhere. Okay.
The first of the year. If I end up waiting this out when the first of the year comes through, I'm gonna pester my dentist and say, "Let's get this done."
I'd already been pestered.
Yeah.
Like I said, the biggest thing would be it'd be cool to look like a hockey player for a little bit, but the biggest thing would be me. I would talk like Mike Tyson.
I don't care, but yeah, I don't care about how I look. I'm fine. It doesn't bother me. Married, got 5 kids.
Stage of our life, we got kids and wives and all that stuff, man. We ain't trying to be all perfect.
I'm used to people looking at me weird, like when I was down in Florida and whatnot. Like, oh, geez, stuff like that doesn't bother me one bit. It's just the talking it bugs the hell out of me.
Like I said, if you were in Tuscaloosa this weekend, you would be the commoner.
I'd be the most popular person.
You look just like all the rest of them.
Yeah,
100,000 year closest.
I probably talk better than most of them. So they're like, "How do you talk like that with a missing tooth?"
That's bad. People can't talk.
Oh, I forgot to show you something. Hold on.
Show me something, man.
Oh, well, you're gone now.
There we are.
How am I going to hold on? How am I going to do this? There we go.
Okay.
So one of my coworkers, 2 of them, they took a trip they drove from Idaho all the way down to Georgia and Tennessee. They have family down there and whatnot. And they went to Florida and stuff like that. From Idaho, yeah.
They drove?
Yeah.
Dude,
they did a 2-week road trip.
I started to say, that's a damn...
They have family, I think, in Alabama and Georgia and whatnot. And so they do this every year. And one of my coworkers brought back some gifts and then got me a bunch of sports stuff, like keychains and stuff like that. Look at one of the things he brought me back.
Let's freaking go, baby.
I go, if this isn't a sign that you brought this back during Alabama, Tennessee week, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is a sign of all signs.
I love that. And that's right. Oh my God. I love that.
Here was a sign too. He brought me this back. And right after I got this, I got the news that Callahan got fired.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about
that. Well, I'm just saying it's just
maybe it's a reverse effect. That was the bad one. That's the bad one. That was the bad team there. And that's right, Nate. Go Vols, baby.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. It is a sign. Go Big Orange.
My wife gave me a good idea. She's like, you should put I start collecting a bunch of those pins of different all the sports teams and colleges and whatnot and put them on a board and have it back here. You know what I mean?
SD collects. She got little magnets like that, but they're little campers from each state or whatever. Her mom does cheerleading competitions and travels all over, and she gets her one of those every time she goes. Man, but that would be pretty cool with all the football helmets. You remember the ones out of when we were kids that came out like the quarter machines, the little plastic helmets and stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. I wish I still had that.
Those were the best. Do your coworkers know you do a sports show? Yes. Do they watch? No. None of them like sports. None of them like sports.
And what's that other name? Llama Drama. Is that right? Good morning, Llama Drama. Over there on the kicks.
Oh, Llama Drama, yeah.
I am a Tennessee Volunteers fan and a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, sir.
I'm a Washington State alum, and go Patriots. The first place Patriots, by the way.
I like how
What
you
did
said
Spartan
I'm a
say?
Washington State alum and not a Washington State fan. That's fair. Okay. Guilty.
No
by
one's a fan of the Cougs. You're just you've bought into it. So you're
yeah. You're loyal.
Yeah.
I respect the loyalty, bro. I get it.
No sane person says I love rooting on the Cougs every weekend. All right, no one. It takes a very it's only the people that put money into that university that are like, well, I'm already invested. We're gonna be shit. I'm just hoping for that one time a year. And I thought it was last weekend that we Crick. I always joke about this. I say it to you, but I'm like, no one wants to play the Cougs because they're good for one upset a year. They're good for one out of nowhere. Like what was that, right? I go, that's why these SEC and Big Ten conferences don't want the Cougs in there because it's an easy win most weeks, but you don't want to be that team that comes across the Cougs on the week they decide to play some competent football. And that was almost last week. Ole Miss almost found out.
Oh man. Almost fucked around and found out for sure. We're talking American football over there, Llama Drama. Yep, they did almost find out. You're right. They do seem like they're good for one of those a year every single time, bro. It's because those people that have been so dedicated to game day for all those years. The football gods give y'all one.
They give us one. That's why I can't wait to bet Virginia this week. Because everyone's gonna be like, hey, the Cougs play Ole Miss real scrappy. We'll take the points with the Cougs again. Virginia's gonna boat race us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hammer the Cavaliers back to back. Y'all probably stayed over there. Y'all went to damn Ole Miss, and then
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't stay out there. I don't know. I know that's the Cougs.
Yeah, y'all probably did. Y'all probably rode a bus back home.
Yeah, probably.
You didn't fly. You rode a bus back home.
Ole Miss paid us $1 million or $1.5 million, and we couldn't afford a plane back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. We're gonna start walking to Charlottesville from Oxford, Mississippi.
Actually, if I was the Cougs and I accepted to go play Ole Miss down there, I would put in the contract you have to pay to fly us down there and back. You know what I
mean? Absolutely, on your plane, fly your private jet up here and get us.
Yeah.
You want to come down here and make us take your $1.6 million check for beating our eyes in? Absolutely, come get us. We'll be there. What up, Spartan?
Yeah. How we doing, Spartan? What else have we got going on? Let's see. What time are we at? Oh,
baseball.
Oh yeah, we do got a little baseball. Dude, I wanted to play this for you though. You talked about this yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to like really play it. This is Tez Johnson after he scored a touchdown. Just listen.
Awesome. Baker Mayfield threw you the ball. I said, what did I do? I'm like, bro, I didn't do that decision. And they told my MVP. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. This is crazy. When I score and I hit MVP chant.
First of all, that's insane. You hear what Baker said about that? If I weighed 140 pounds, I'd be able to flip it in the air too.
He said I hadn't weighed 142 pounds since 6th grade. That's what Baker said.
So as you see there, he scored a touchdown, and they're all chanting MVP.
I'm thinking they talking about me. So I asked Shep. I'm like, Shep, they was chanting MVP? Yeah. And he was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't do nothing this year. And then he was like, they talking about Baker, Ted. Baker Mayfield threw you the ball. Oh, I thought they told me. I was like, I didn't do a damn thing. I was like, well, that explains it. But he is the MVP.
Well, that explains it.
That explains it. That makes sense. I'm back in this plane of existence now.
Dude, that is so funny. That would be confusing, though. You know what I mean?
I read that article and I saw it. And I was cracking, just sitting there, horse laughing by myself because I could totally see that happen. I was like, he really thought he was there chanting MVP for him, man.
Because he's not even thinking about Baker because he just got. I think it was his first touchdown of the year, right? So he's just in the moment.
That's his first touchdown of the career.
Ooh, let's go see.
I think at least his first touchdown of this year.
Let's see.
I could be wrong on the.
Even then, though, that would make more sense.
Even then, yeah, that would be like, whoa, dude, just taking.
He's got one TD this year. Where is his career stats?
Because it's only his second season, right?
No, this is his first season. What?
Some guy from Maine said, "Dude can do a triple." Is it his first season?
Yeah, he was drafted in the 7th round this year.
Oh,
well, I'll be damned.
So yeah, first career touchdown. Some guy from Maine says, "Dude can do a triple backflip, but has 2 brain cells."
Hey, he's in the moment, dude. First career
He
touchdown.
is.
That makes more sense too now. First career
That's so
touchdown.
cool. He said, "But Shep, I ain't even done nothing this year."
Yeah.
He said they talk about Baker, man.
I think I'm just so used to him. All those touchdowns he got at Oregon is why I'm like confused. I'm like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was his first NFL.
He had a lot of college touchdowns for sure.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
I mean, think about it. You're a 7th round draft pick. You know what I mean?
I'm
get a
telling you, bro.
touchdown.
I'd still be high off that moment.
Yep.
That's a hell of a catch by him, too. Great throw by,
Mhm.
great throw and catch, but that was a great catch. Tez did his part on that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had baseball yesterday, the AL and NL CS, and Mariners, man, are I think the big story here. Not only did they win game 1, they came out and just dominated the Blue Jays. I mean, there's a 3-run home run, top of the first inning. What a way to start the game.
Yeah.
From Julio. And then the Blue Jays answer back a couple innings later and tied up 3-3, giving the Blue Jays some hope. And then another 3-run bomb, I believe. I don't. Let's see who hit it. Someone hit a shot. Polanco hit a 3-run home run in the top of the 5th, and that was pretty much it. As the Mariners go on to win 10-3. Mariners up 2-0 in the series, and now Cricket, they are 2 wins away from the World Series, their first World Series. People here, all my friends and whatnot, they can't believe it. They're kind of just waiting for a collapse because that's what happens with these Mariners. But they've got a couple days to rest that bullpen, and now they're going to start pitching their best pitchers. I don't see how the Mariners don't win the series.
Crazy things have happened, but I'm with you, man. They look like they're in a real good spot. I didn't realize they'd never been to a World Series before. Yeah,
they're like they might be. I know they're one of 5 franchises that have never won it. Milwaukee's another one of those, but I think they're like the only one who's never been there.
Really?
Something like that.
Yeah, because you look at like the Diamondbacks and the Marlins and all the different stuff when they were damn expansion teams and whatnot. You know, that shit. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Next game will be in Seattle. So it is a 2-2-1-1-1, I believe. Unless it might be a 2-3-2.
I think it's shit. I think it is 2-3-2.
It's 2-3-2.
Yeah, 2-3.
I don't know how Mariners at home don't win 2 of the next 3.
Right?
They're at home.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if I tell you what though, boy, your buddies will be sweating if he goes back to Toronto at 3-2.
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. Because I mean, Mariners Field is a pitcher's park.
Yeah. What were you saying? The bullpen just been like used a lot or something? Were they just tired arms or stuff? Like because they've been the best bullpen all year long.
They went 15 innings on Friday.
That's right. That's right. The long.
And granted, those guys came out and they only pitched 1 inning each or whatever, but still high intensity game. And then you had to play the first game on Sunday night, so you burned. I mean, they pitched Luis Castillo in that last inning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So, granted, like I said, it's only 1 inning that they're going out there, but like you had to use those arms. That's why it was like, man, Toronto should be. There's a reason why they're favored in the series because they have a huge advantage. But I don't know. They're definitely winning one of the next 2, dude. Because you got George Kirby starting for you, who's been pitching phenomenal this postseason.
I like that guy, dude.
He's pitching in game 3. They might sweep, dude, because you got George Kirby pitching in game 3, and then you got your best pitcher, Luis Castillo, who hasn't given up a run this postseason.
Wow. Look at the fountain of youth Luis Castillo found, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That guy's like 57.
In Seattle, game 3, -135 favorites.
Yeah, dude. Arlacoste, sorry, buddy. It's been a good year for you Blue Jays.
I like the under in the next 2 games, by the way. Shane Bieber, George Kirby.
And then I tell you what, I don't know. When is this game? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. And then if the Mariners go up 3-0, definitely bet the under in this fourth game. It's going to be.
I was thinking with the Mariners putting up 10 runs, maybe Mariners team total under. They still win the game.
I would. It's in Seattle, and that park, like I said, is not a hitter's park.
That's what I was thinking. After they just put up 10 on them right there, you'd expect that to.
Jay Max could use that in fantasy this year from Luis Castillo. Maybe you drafted the wrong Luis Castillo. They
actually were both on the same team on the Mariners. There was a Luis Castilla and a Luis Felipe Castilla, and they both played for the Mariners at the beginning of the season. I hadn't seen Felipe in a while, but
yeah. In the other game last night, and no surprise, Dodgers 2-1 victory over the Brewers. The Dodgers just feel inevitable, you know.
Did you see that crazy play in the fourth inning? Have you seen any highlights or anything like that? There was an 8-6 2 unassisted double play. Those of y'all know that means it goes from center field to shortstop, then to the catcher.
So you have to explain this to me because I think I understand it, but here's the play. So basically, it looks like it's going to be a grand slam. Homeboy leaps up, saves the home run, bounces off the wall, then he catches it. So is it because it hit the wall?
Once it hits the wall, it's a dead ball. It's in play. It's not a dead ball, but it's not an out. You can't catch.
So if it had hit off his glove, bounced up, and then it came down and he caught it, that would have been an out.
As long as it didn't hit the wall, as long as it didn't hit anything else.
Okay, so because it hit the wall, but great situational awareness by everyone in this play. Because watch this. So technically, no one's out. So every base runner's got to advance, but everyone thinks he caught it, so they're tagging up.
Yeah, but you also have to, when he bobbles that thing, it's right there, you have to make sure you touch the back. Because, if you leave when he first touched it, and that wasn't when he caught the ball. So you'd be, they'd get tagged out. But, for all those guys to be able to do that, but that's what kind of allowed them to be able to make the play at home right here, you're going to see, because he had to go back and touch the bag after he actually caught it, and that's what kept him from being able to get there. And that's a force out. For those of y'all don't know.
Forcing right there, yeah. Because when I'm first watching it, I'm like, he didn't tag him there, but he didn't need to tag him because it was a force out. So when I first watched it, I didn't realize that it hit the wall and he didn't catch it.
Well, I was thinking that was the guy that was on second. I figured they tagged up after the dude caught it. I figured the guy on third just cruised on in. That was the guy on second. I was like, hey, you got to tag that one. And then I look back up and I'm like, wait a minute, because the dude that was at bat, I think he thought he was out. Because they couldn't tell if it was a catch. So after this, you get this play right here, and now the runners stay on first and second. Nobody runs, they don't move up.
And then, so that's a force out. So he's out. So good on the ump for getting that one right. That's crazy. Because then even the announcer thought the guy caught it. You know what I mean?
Right. That's good. These guys are all pros too.
Oh, not in time. No, he's out. He's out.
I don't know why he didn't throw it to that guy down there, but he wants to run it down there and get the unassisted.
And then he just jogs over to third and tags third because the guy didn't. He tagged up. He thought it was. The guy caught it.
This is the only play of this baseball game that I saw last night. I literally flipped over commercials from the football game and saw this happen in real time. And that guy's walking his base. He's like, "What the fuck just happened, man? What happened?" See what just happened? An 8-6-2 unassisted double play.
He's immediately on the phone, like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and he tries to argue and all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, there ain't nothing you can say.
No, it clearly hit the wall.
It is. I mean, he wasn't out on the catch. I mean, you got forced out at home, and you didn't move the runners up. And you got forced out at third too. That's 2 outs. Move on to the next inning.
What a throw in! What a throw in situational awareness. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, here the thing. I mean, he did better, but it looked like a bananas play or something, man. Because if he catches that, the run goes on and scores, dude. Hell, you might be able to tag from second.
Yeah, Action doesn't have the game up for today. That's weird. So we'll just have to use baseball here, ESPN. But yeah, so Dodgers go on to win though. Brewers got out of that spot there, but then the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman showed up to the playoffs. He hit a home run to get things started for the Dodgers. They win 2-1. Good win there for Dodgers.
Man, y'all
not surprising.
Chill out with all that political bullshit.
Dodgers, Brewers. Yeah, it's a weird week to say what has Trump done for America. I mean, he just signed a huge peace deal in the Middle East. I would save it at least a week before he started going back to bashing Trump. But you do you. We got Dodgers Brewers game 2 tonight. Dodgers favored -130. Yoshi Yamamoto on the bump going against Freddie Peralta. This should be a good little matchup.
This should be a good one, man. I think I like the Brew Crew to get it to 1-1, and then they probably lose the series 4-1. But this might be the only game they win. I know it's hard to bet against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but I like Freddie Peralta too. And the Brewers been a good team, man. They've been solid all year long. I don't think they're just going to lay down in this one.
Yeah.
But if they don't win this one, they're getting swept.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Who pitches for them on Thursday? We don't have it yet. Yeah. I'm staying away from this one tonight. I'll just watch it. Check it out. But that's what we got in baseball today.
Yeah, y'all have that.
Spartan says, how long will the peace deal last? I mean, you can't control that. You can't, at least you can't put that on Trump. He went out and did the damn thing. Now, if they don't honor the peace deal, then you can't knock the guy for trying. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
All kind of crazy shit going on over there in the Holy Land. Always. Only the most disputed piece of land in the history of the planet we live on.
I don't know. Alabama's pretty.
No, ain't nobody fought more over anywhere than Israel.
I don't know. Have you been to Alabama?
Yeah. I have. Actually.
What up, Dirt?
What up, Dirt?
Jamie says, don't touch the NHL tonight. Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to get to that. We're going to have to end things there. But good show, Crick. Like I said, tomorrow.
I want to ask the chat about this before we get out of here real quick. I got an idea, guys. I'm thinking about we have the Sports Picks channel also over on Rumble. Y'all can go over and give us a follow over there. We do the show in the afternoon, Crick's Corner. But I'm thinking about, and I want to get y'all's opinion on this, chat, but I'm thinking about moving that to in the mornings, probably around like this time, to when we get done with the mornings, and maybe just Monday through Thursday. Probably keep Friday show still in the afternoon with Uncle Bob and stuff. But Monday through Thursday, I'm thinking about doing just kind of playing off of this show and going straight into my show at 9 a.m. That way we can do raids and different stuff like that, try to grow that channel. What do y'all think about that, chat? Would y'all like that better? I know some of y'all can't make it in the afternoon. Would y'all like it better to have a little longer morning show if I just played Crick's Corner into this? Think about it. Let me know, man. That's right, Derp. Go Vols, baby.
Yeah, I asked the chat today during your show. See what they think. I think it's a good idea, but we'll see.
I'm gonna ask them. I think I like that too, and that allows me to get the show done earlier and be able to get other stuff done and all that stuff. But yeah, we go over and check it out, man, because we do have a show in the afternoons, and I'll be there at 3 or 3:30 this afternoon. I haven't decided what time I'm gonna start, but we'll be doing Crick's Corner over on the Sports Picks channel right here on Rumble, baby. 9 a.m. is great. Okay, I think I might do that. I got to give credit to SD14 fan for that idea. She told me that. I was like, damn, babe, that's a pretty good idea right there. I'm gonna talk to Will and see what he thinks about that. I think I might do that. Some guy from Maine. I'll let y'all know this afternoon, man.
You sent something on Insta you want Crick to see. I'll have to pull it up for him another day because we do got to wrap up right now.
Yeah. We'll get it. I'll get him to send it over to me, man. I'll look at it, Dirt.
Yeah. You guys have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow the show is going to start at 5 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to sleep in an extra half hour because I don't work. But be back tomorrow morning bright and early, 5 a.m. Pacific. But until then,
good luck, good gambling,
and game on.